Hello everybody, my name is Gabriela Portilla and today I'm going to present about building a student rapport in online teaching. Okay, so first of all, I would like to share with you that all the information that I'm going to share right now, you can find it on internet as I did. The only thing that I'm doing right now is sharing this information that I consider is helpful for you. What is rapport? Rapport is the good relationship that teachers and learners have. This relationship should be based on respect and trust. If you build this relationship with your students, you are going to succeed in your class. Okay? Is it important? Is it important for you to build rapport with your students? Of course it is. If you do not have a good relationship with your students, you are not going to succeed in your classroom. You are not going to succeed teaching online. You have to remember that even though we are presenting in front of a computer, we are teaching human beings. We are teaching people with feelings, with their own ideas, with their own capacities, and we have to build rapport with them in order to succeed. Number 3, how can we build student rapport? This is not easy. This is not a task of 1 day or 2 days. This is something that you have to do every single day with your students. You have to give them the opportunity to know you and to give yourself the opportunity to know your students. Now we are going to continue and we are going to see how to do that, which is not a very simple task, but I am sure that we can do it. Number 4, now I'm going to give you some tips in order to create this student rapport in your class. Tip number 1, make eye contact with your students. So it's kind of difficult to make eye contact while teaching online, but you can do it. Just look at the camera as I am doing right now, and your students will feel connected with you. If you teach looking to the other side, or teach looking to the cell phone, or just looking at the slides, your students are not going to feel connected with you. And the most important aspect while teaching online is the connection that we have. The online connection, the actual connection, and the heart-to-heart connection that we have with our students. Another tip is learn something about your students, okay? Sometimes some teachers come to the online class, give a wonderful lecture, but they don't think about their students' feelings. They don't think about their students' ideas. So it is very important for us to get to know each other and know important aspects such as their birthdays, their hobbies, their favorite food, etc. So you can use this information in your class in order to develop meaningful learning. For example, if we are learning numbers, hello, today we are going to learn numbers. Today is September 2nd, 2020. We are going to celebrate Mauricio's birthday. If we are teaching adjectives, we can use these adjectives in order to introduce students' preferences, colors, favorite food, if they like spicy food, if they like sweet food, etc. So we can use this information that we are getting in here in order to use this in our class and improve their knowledge and create meaningful knowledge. Another tip is let your students know something about you. What can I do that? Can I tell all my life to my students? No. Just tell them the most important aspects or aspects that you can consider important. For example, family tree. All my students know that I have a daughter. All my students know that my daughter is 5 years old. You can also tell them your hobbies, your favorite food, and as in the previous slide, you can use this information in order to create meaningful learning. For example, you can ask questions. Do you remember what was my hobby? Do you remember what my hobby is? Do you remember what my favorite food is? And they are going to be happy to participate in class because they feel connected with you. Creating this relationship is amazing because you can get very, very good results from this. Okay, another tip is begin your class with a greeting and a warm-up activity. Sometimes we are so stressed, we have tons of things to do, we have to plan, we have to create material, we have to do a lot of stuff. And we start the class just with a lecture, and we don't greet our students, which is a big mistake. Always call them by their name and say, hello, good morning, how are you feeling today? And the warm-up activities are also very important. There is a plethora of warm-up activities on the internet. You can mime, you can mouth words, you can do a lot of stuff in order to make them connect with the class, okay? Another tip is call them by their name. One of the most beautiful things that we have in our life is our name. People in Ecuador and in Latin America, we normally have two names, okay? So my name is Hilda Gabriela. My favorite name is Gabriela. So I love when my teacher used to call me Gabi or Gabriela. In some high schools, teachers used to call them by their last names. Mr. Portilla, Mr. Santa Cruz, Mr. Howard, Miss Ibadango, which is kind of weird for me because they feel loved, they feel connected when you call them by their names. Our name is beautiful, so use it. Don't call them like Mr. Guzman, Mr. Andrade. Try to call them by their names, and it's going to help you in your classes. Okay? Always show a positive attitude. This is amazing. I know that with this pandemic, all of us are overwhelmed. All of us are working a lot. All of us are having family problems, or all of us are afraid. We are scared sometimes to get the virus and all that stuff. But leave that away. Put that away and keep your positive attitude in your class. Show your students that you are brave and you believe in them and you believe in yourself. That's going to help you to create student rapport, okay? And finally, it is okay to smile, okay? This teacher is crazy. How I'm going to be smiling all the time like a crazy. Smile when you can. If the students say a joke, smile. Give them the opportunity to smile too. Give them the opportunity to know your feelings. Give them the opportunity to think that you are their friend, okay? And finally, I want to encourage you to be responsive to change, to be flexible, to adapt. I have been using this phrase over here maybe for more than 5 years. Okay, and I want to share this with you right now. It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the one most responsive to change. Okay, so in this time of pandemic, we have to be responsive to change. We have to adapt. We have to understand that we continue being human beings. We have our feelings, we have our thoughts, we have our ideas, and we have to encourage our students to be flexible and to adapt to change. Thank you very much.